another video. This is an Onigiri video made and guide made for Glacies Typhon. This time we'll be running it with ideal Vanguard and ideal mount. So this is the ideal mount would be Makami. You can use Pierce Fang, or you could use Crushing Claw. Um, Both are very effective. Of course, like if you don't have many scrolls for Makami, I would recommend the Crushing Claw just to save you some more like vitality and or stamina. Um, but if you have more scrolls or a decent amount of scrolls, then try your luck with the Piercing Fang. And my most recommended, I would say, would be Battle Maiden for this dungeon. We'll probably go through or cycle through different performances of other Vanguards. And then, of course, I'm going to do um, like your own DPS. This guy. Try to avoid as many attacks as you can. All right, so this is like energy based. This is the weekly energy based version of Glacies Typhon. Some people call him Typhon, I guess, but I call him Typhon. Most people I've heard call him Typhon as well. So do a separate video for like DPS. So um, let's switch up the mount, right? And try a different mount. Honestly, I'm just gonna point out the mounts that can run it, which would be Mighty Bind, Hound Dog, any of the two horses. Ifrit should work. Um, I don't think Benkei is any good. I could be wrong. I don't think Benkei is any good. And Melon, Melon Sebastian, I don't think is any good. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but at least on that standpoint. But yeah, the most ideal mount, of course, in my opinion, would be Makami to run this. I'm pretty sure Leviathan can get some things done as well. So Leviathan's up there too. Um, but I'm not gonna showcase those because I just don't really have them like built or anything. So I wouldn't even. Well, I do have these two built, but I don't know if I want to run that. I guess I could, but um, just for the sake of like the shortness of the video, I don't want to do that. All right, but we're gonna test some other Vanguard. So let's see. I think this boss is a Spectre. He's weak against Spectre, so I wouldn't try him. Um, Kieran is strong against Spectre, so we can try Kieran this time. Go ahead and try Kieran. I think Kieran is okay. Let me also look and see. Okay, so we don't got a drop boost, so let's go ahead and pop it. Oh, 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 oh. And of course, the more scrolls you have, the better of the Vanguard of your choice. That way that they can pretty much charge. They should charge faster, depending on how many scrolls you have. Shoot. Get us to the next one. Alright, so she is charged. Alright. Try to get more damage out of her. Oh, he's a beast. Never mind, I lied. He's a beast. So I'm gonna switch this. Go zero. Spears out. I mean, she's doing the trick though. She ain't bad. Frozen Hellhorn from that fight. That's crazy. Nice. So she works, and her buff takes away her health, or her HP. So, uh, that's just what comes with that. Let's see. Um, I'll try another Vanguard. He's beast, so um, it look like Oda is neutral to him, so we're gonna try Oda. All right, so Oda's charged. Let's see what Oda does. All right. Did pretty good. That wasn't a long fight. On the contrary, though, my Oda happens to be four scrolled. So my Kieran was three scrolled. My Battle Maiden was five scrolled. My Oda's been four scrolled. Let's see. Let's try someone else, right? Um, And KG's weak against Beast, but I would still recommend KG. Um, because she's just fire. So I guess I'm gonna bring in KG this time, even though I just feel like I don't necessarily have to showcase KG, but just the sake of the people that don't have her and are thinking about getting her and stuff, she can definitely run this. So this one is just want you to see the damage. Now she's weak against this boss, so it isn't ideal to use her against the boss if you don't have really any scrolls or any leveling into your KG. But I just want to show you just how strong she is, that you can ignore her weaknesses. In most cases you can. Not all, but most. Now you don't really have to if you bring her into the dungeon, you don't really have to worry about charging her. She already comes pre-charged, given separate rooms. So there's that. Alright, so I got all three of her weapons, but we're gonna use fire for this case. These are iframes, so you want to try to stay in iframes as much as possible. Yep, pretty quick fight right there. Yep, she's definitely one of the exceptions when it comes to just like raw elements. So if you have one of her elemental weapons, you just use one of her elemental weapons and iframes, and you can farm mostly just about anything in the game. So that's that for her. I'm gonna go into guest, which a lot of people don't have Akane. I'm pretty sure, but for those that do have Akane, my Akane personally is maxed out at 5 scrolls. So uh, you don't have a maxed out Akane. I don't feel, what I mean, don't feel bad, but like, you'll still probably get some decent results out of her. So she's not a bad Vanguard, especially for this fight. So I had to throw this performance in there too, just so that you guys can see. And I'm pretty sure most of us is at a point now where our DPS without Vanguards is about just as impressive on these type of bosses. But probably just as impressive, given that it's like our actual character damage, but it's which is supposed to be more difficulty, but to us it's not really difficult. Is I don't think that they mess with the amount of HP that the boss has. So that's a good thing, though. Not saying he needs a buff or anything. That's a good thing. Small victories just let you know just how far along you've gotten your build. And this is the one I would recommend. They got all slaloms on this weapon. These are the two slaloms that actually have iframe. So you want to try to spam these, stay in iframes with these. And like I said, my Kane is max scroll, so that's a pretty decent performance. Um, let's check some other vanguards. Mm, mm. Saizo is weak against Beast, but I feel like Saizo is also an exception, of course. So we're gonna bring Saizo in there. My Saizo is 3 scroll. Gonna bring Saizo in there. So far, we've only gotten one Frozen Hellhorn, to my knowledge. We've only got one Frozen Hellhorn. Alright, so that was pretty quick. Let's get to the boss fight. Gonna switch into Saizo. Go and use Victory Cross. Easy one shot. I honestly feel like you can still one shot him without the scrolls. I mean, not without the scrolls, but without the buff. So yeah, still crazy. Um, let's go into this next build. Weak against Beast. Um, she still might do the job though. If I'm being honest, she don't really have iframes, but she still might do the job. Just given her strength. Same with Say Man. But again, these are just the it's the recommended guard. These are like recommended Vanguards. I'm pretty sure there's a list of others. I'm not gonna test like all the Vanguards, but I'm gonna go with the ones that I feel like should not have a problem with this dungeon. Or shouldn't have a problem clearing the dungeon. Which is most, if not all, like it's most Vanguards in general. Okay. All right, so we going into this room. Is this Blaze? I don't think that's Blaze. It looks like the icon, but I don't think it is. There it is. That's definitely the icon. All right, here we go. Now, guys, I could have done the little buff or whatever. Um, but I guess it's not necessary or whatever. But I only have one scroll of Seimei, so that's what Seimei was capable of with one scroll. and being very weak against this boss. So that's what she's able to do. Let's try Wolf King, right? Mm, oh, we could try Wolf King, Ibis. We'll try a bunch of different ones. Uh, they having a blast out here in the open, man, with their skills. All right. She might die. Okay, so she died here. I can't believe that actually happened. That's crazy. Yeah, so I guess that wasn't a great showing. She probably completed with a Chiami, but she's pretty squishy. Oh, I think her napalm skill does have iframes, I believe. So let me go and show you the napalm skill. So she still works, but I didn't use her napalm skill. Let me show you what skill I'm talking about. So pumpkin napalm actually has iframes. So if you use pumpkin napalm or like double pumpkin napalm or something, she'll probably complete the dungeon no problem. She was still hitting hard too, by the way. So there's that. So she could definitely complete it. I just didn't use the correct skill and um, right away, which opened up the door for him to freeze and control the fight. Uh, let's try Ibis. Speaking against Beast. We'll see what happens. And so far, only one Frozen Hellhorn, guys. Frozen Hellhorn is tough. Might have got an infinite loading screen, guys, because I feel like we would have loaded in by now. So I'm gonna cut this video short. Come back with a part two.